The Anatomist's Journey, a tale of curiosity and courage. In the bustling heart of 16th century Brussels, the young Andreas Vesalius often found himself wandering through his father's apothecary shop. Shelves lined with jars of exotic herbs, roots and medicines enchanted him. The tapestries depicting the intricate human form fueled his curiosity. Andreas was a boy possessed by an insatiable desire to understand the workings of the human body. Little did he know his journey would challenge centuries of medical dogma and transform the world of medicine forever. Andreas was born in 1514 into a family with a rich medical tradition. His father served as a pharmacist for the Holy Roman Emperor, and from a young age, Andreas was exposed to the world of medicine. His father nurtured his curiosity, encouraging him to explore and learn. By the age of 14, Andreas was engrossed in the ancient texts, particularly the revered works of Galen, a second-century physician whose teachings had dominated medicine for over a millennium. Galen's theories, particularly those regarding the four humours, blood, phlegm, yellow bile and black bile, were considered sacrosanct. The balance of these humours was believed to be the key to health, while their imbalance caused disease. Galen's anatomical studies, though groundbreaking in his time, were based largely on animal dissections, leading to significant inaccuracies when applied to the human body. At 18, Andreas enrolled at the University of Louvain, where he immersed himself in the study of medicine. His quest for knowledge soon took him to the University of Paris, a hub of medical learning. There, he eagerly absorbed all he could about human anatomy. But something was amiss. The descriptions in Galen's texts often didn't match what he observed in the dissections of animals, which were, for the most part, the only dissections allowed by the Church. In Paris, Vesalius found himself under the tutelage of a strict professor who insisted on the infallibility of Galen. During one of his first public dissections, Andreas had an epiphany. As he carefully dissected a cadaver, he noticed that several anatomical structures, particularly the liver and heart, did not match Galen's descriptions. His curiosity was piqued, and he realized that Galen had based much of his work on animal dissections, leading to significant inaccuracies. Defying the norms of his time, Vesalius began conducting secret human dissections. He bribed grave robbers and worked in the dead of night, carefully documenting his findings. The more he dissected, the more he discovered how flawed Galen's teachings were. Each dissection was a step closer to the truth, a painstaking journey that required not only skill but immense courage. The Church and many in the medical community were staunchly against such practices, considering them heretical. In 1537, Vesalius moved to the University of Padua, a center for medical innovation. There he was appointed professor of surgery and began his boldest project yet. He meticulously dissected human cadavers and produced detailed illustrations capturing the true structure of the human body. These illustrations were unprecedented in their accuracy and detail. They depicted the human anatomy with such precision that they revealed the errors in Galen's work. Vesalius decided to compile his findings into a single comprehensive work. In 1543, he published De Humani Corporis Fabrica, on the fabric of the human body. The book was a masterpiece, filled with intricate woodcut illustrations that depicted the human body in astonishing detail. It was a revolutionary text, challenging centuries of medical tradition and calling for a new approach based on direct observation and empirical evidence. The medical community was shaken. Many physicians, steadfast in their belief in Galen, dismissed Vesalius's findings. However, the accuracy and depth of his work could not be denied. De Humani Corporis Fabrica quickly became a seminal text in anatomy and medical education. It marked the beginning of the end for Galenic medicine and the dawn of modern anatomical science. As Vesalius's reputation grew, so did the controversy. He was accused of heresy and faced fierce opposition from those who clung to the old ways. But he found powerful allies as well. The Holy Roman Emperor Charles V appointed him as his personal physician, a position of great influence and prestige. This appointment not only protected Vesalius from his detractors, but also allowed him to continue his work on a grander scale. Despite the controversies, Vesalius's work began to influence a new generation of medical students and practitioners. His emphasis on empirical observation and dissection laid the groundwork for modern scientific methods in medicine. Over time, his teachings replaced the outdated theories of Galen, leading to significant advancements in medical knowledge and practice. The detailed illustrations and descriptions in De Humani Corporis Fabrica became the gold standard for anatomical studies used by medical schools across Europe. Years later, Vesalius embarked on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. On his way back, he was shipwrecked on the island of Zakynthos. Stranded and weak, he died at the age of 50, far from the grand halls of academia. His untimely death was a tragic end to a life of relentless pursuit of knowledge. Yet Vesalius's legacy endured. He had transformed the study of human anatomy from a speculative art into a precise science. His insistence on observation and evidence over blind adherence to authority inspired countless others to pursue the truth through scientific inquiry. The anatomical theatres of Europe, where students once learned by rote from Galenic texts, now echoed with the teachings of Vesalius. His work laid the foundation for future anatomists and surgeons, paving the way for advances that would save countless lives. In the annals of medical history, Andreas Vesalius is remembered not just as an anatomist but as a revolutionary. His journey from the bustling streets of Brussels to the heights of medical acclaim is a testament to the power of curiosity, courage, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Through his eyes, the human body was no longer a mystery dictated by ancient texts but a marvel to be explored, understood, and respected. The story of Andreas Vesalius reminds us that progress often requires challenging the status quo and daring to see the world differently. His life's work is a beacon of scientific enlightenment, guiding generations to come. Vesalius's journey was one of discovery, defiance, and ultimately triumph, a legacy that continues to inspire the quest for knowledge and the betterment of humanity.